por favor.
This is a pisco. It's a type of bread we use it normally. Here prepared with different kind of cocktail named with pisco, like a pisco sour and chicanos.
Let's try this out. First item is a croquette, potato flour, and a tuna tortilla cracker. She explained it way better than me, but she said try it left to right. So with the croquette first. Wow, that was perfection. Holy crap. Everything from the texture, the temperature, the filling, the initial notes, and the finish. Oh my god. I actually spaced out in the middle of that. There was a distinct beginning, middle, and end. Even the filling, it wasn't just potatoey, it was like this really deep, smooth umami. That was really good. Wow, and here comes the finish. Yeah, I still taste the fried in some sort of like fish oil. Wow, that's a $20 croquette. That is a $20 bite right there, and totally worth it. I don't even know what this is going to be. I'm going to try out the spring cocktail, El Curiansimo. Delightful. But the only fault, and this is my fault, I let it sit out so long, so the ice diluted it a little bit. But this is delightful. There's a bit of heat to it. I think there's habanero and also peppercorn. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, this is a level of... let's just start with the texture. This is, oh my god. They call this a potato flour, and one of the things that's immediately unique about this is, I don't even know how to describe this. So, that red part, when it hits your tongue, it looks pasty, right? It's not an oily paste, it's a dry paste, as if it's a flour. So it has the texture of a flour, yet it's a paste. It tastes starchy. I mean, it has the mouthfeel of starchy rose. So that's just the texture. The flavor, I haven't even begun to understand. This is fascinating. To achieve this texture, you need to control two things. One is grain size. Depending on how you mill the flour, you can make it ultra fine, rough, etc. They've experimented with this. Okay, that's the first thing that they controlled. Second thing is, I'll lump it into moisture content, which is influenced by, well, moisture of course, but also hydrocolloids. But things like, the classics would be cornstarch, but more modern hydrocolloids would be xanthan gum, carrageenan, etc. I don't know what they use in this, but the texture is unique, very unique. And you need the hydrocolloid in order to not just keep it in a suspension, but to give it a unique texture to it. So just on the texture alone, they've experimented with this. This is a restaurant that knows what they're doing. Yeah, this dish is all about the texture. Good job.
Onions, pepper, salt, and garlic.
Next we have grouper ceviche. I've never had grouper before, so this is going to be interesting. It's good ceviche, but it's one of those things where the ceviche here is already also high quality that it's not quite the jump up. But I can tell that this is very expensive fish. How can you tell? Here, let me show you. You see these striations in the fish? That's the muscle fibers. The bigger the fish, the bigger these striations. So when you see a piece of tuna that's maybe twice this big, that tuna, it's like 2,000, 4,000 pounds.
We have there the guinea pig. In this opportunity, you will enjoy this pork flavored pork.
I'm delighted because I've been wanting to try this out for the entire trip. This is guinea pig. I don't know if this will be legal in America, but she said to roll it up like a taco, okay? with some hoisin sauce. Oh, this tortilla is very, very soft. The thing that's most interesting about this one, it has, if you ever had a hamster, you know how a hamster cage smells. So it has those notes. I know it doesn't sound elegant. And the second thing is this tortilla, it's very soft, almost like it has a texture of a fruit roll-up and beef tongue. So it feels alive. Oh man, this is very unsettling, but I'll eat it. The thing that I immediately noticed about this, right when they put it down, do you see that jiggling? That means that the texture has been perfected. So I wonder, there's two ways of cooking octopus. You could like slow cook it for like 9 hours to make it creamy. They might use a more modern technique to make it faster, or I don't know, I'm just excited. So let's see if it's a creamy octopus. Ooh, oh, this is interesting. They've decided to go with a different. I never had octopus like that before. It's gelatinized. Interesting. What the hell did they do that? Now we're going into the Peru and Italy hug section. Scallops and sea urchins curado. It's just beautifully presented. Oh wow. Very rich, very aesthetic. This would be more of a modern ceviche sauce. Uni, one of my favorites. Normally, uni doesn't work well with citrus, in my opinion, but let's see how this works. You have the sweetness of the uni. You have the butterfat cream that at the same time is tart. Very acidic. Overall, the flavor is from someone who loves lime. This is too lime dominant, lime front. Oh my god, I just realized that this is a 19-course meal. This is one of those dinners. We got the uni, and check this out. Do you see that quail egg? Do you see how it looks almost maritime, as if this is a cuttlefish egg? Yes, they thought the spices through, as if they specifically thought about the texture of the spice to create that texture. This is art. I like trying out the individual ingredients first. That sauce is really, really strong. As if it's, wow. It's almost as strong as squid ink. I like it, I like it. It tastes really like cuttlefish. What is this? Udon noodles, sea urchin, and Nikkei carbona. Wow, I see what they're doing with the dish now. It's like they recreated, they made a chimera where the noodles are tentacles. The quail egg with that texture, that's the body. And this right here, it's either the brain or some other delicate part. Yeah, this is art. It feels like I'm eating a complete animal. It's very interesting, very interesting. Grilled scallop, aged Parmesan foam. What the heck? So this is Parmesan foam. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. So that is Parmesan Reggiano in foam form. I have no idea how they did it. I don't know how they suspended it into a foam like that without diluting the taste of it. It's maybe, oh my god. It's maybe 10% weaker than the hard cheese. That is Oh, that is so... Oh my god. I'm not familiar with foaming techniques, so... Wow, that's incredible. And that's just the Parmesan foam. That's not even getting to the scallop. Okay, let's get to the scallop. Let's one bite this. That tastes like an Angus burger. That is really good. It has the texture of a grilled oyster, the flavor of a completely, like a charred Angus burger. Very gamey. And this is brilliant. Because the flavor is that bold, it works well with the Parmesan. It's... Because one of the rules, you pair strong flavors with strong flavors. For example, you wouldn't use this on a grouper. That is... Oh, that was delightful. That was delightful. This is their best item. This is my favorite item so far. Potatoes and tubers section, stewed with custard apple in a panakma with grouper and nutrita foam. What the? This is already interesting because they've done an inversion. Usually the sauce is fruit or vegetable based and you support the meat with the sauce. Versus this, the sauce is a grouper foam, so it's a fish foam supporting vegetables. I'm gonna try out the sauce first. Okay, I was not expecting that. Oh my god, what the? Sweet coconut curry. Sweet coconut red curry. Sweet coconut red curry. Sweet coconut red curry with undertones of fish. What's interesting is you can achieve the same flavor. Basically, go to a Thai restaurant, order white fish red curry. But they've arrived at the same destination by inverting things. Instead of the main ingredients being fish, you have starch and vegetables. This tamale, it's very, very sweet, banana sweet, but in a good way. So this was an overall miss. The crayfish, excellent. It was grilled perfectly, it was succulent and smoky. The rice though, it was unevenly cooked. It was, some parts were creamy, some parts were crunchy.
You were supposed to go to Costco tomorrow?
On Friday.
Sorry?
I'll say that again.
I'm Astrid, like the first part of the restaurant. This one.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Very nice, charismatic lady starts talking to me, and I'm like, wow, she's very interesting. And starts asking me all these questions. I'm like, what's going on?
Hi!
She knows about politics, she knows about like fine dining and everything. I'm like, cool.
No, I just love to see you eating all by yourself and really enjoying each bite and really observing the textures. And I said, I really got curious. I wanted to know, what is this guy about? I want to know where you're from, what you're doing. And I thought it was really interesting. And it's so nice to meet you.
Doesn't
actually.
everyone do this? Like,
I do. I do. I'm sorry. Yeah. So actually, I was trying. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. I was trying to explain to Chris what this tree is about, which is very Peruvian. So this tree is, and we made a little like a tree on each tree. This is very Peruvian. It's called the yunza, and the yunza is a tree that during carnival season in the Andes. Every little village is going to build up a yunza. Like you build up Christmas tree, we build up yunzas.
Okay.
And the yunza actually, that every family of the village has to hang a present on the tree.
Okay.
And on the main carnival day, the whole village is going to dance around the tree with an axe, and little by little, they're going to chop up the tree. Once the tree does collapse, everybody grabs a present. So it's like a tree piñata. So this is very, very Peruvian. That's why you have like sweaters and shoes and hats and whatever inside. But it's very Peruvian. Chris, it's so nice to meet you. I love you.
Yeah, it's
So I'm the weird part of the restaurant, the first one.
I was actually, I don't know much about the origins of the restaurant. I thought...
Well, actually that's me. Castro is my husband. This is a historical building. We had to rebuild the house for about 2 years because this house is more than 300 years old actually.
Yeah, I know this is very beautiful. The architecture is like... Yeah, it's old.
It's one of the oldest hacienda house actually in Lima. And the oldest part is the church. You still say it's not very straight. You can see it's a little bended to one side.
There's a church in here. I didn't know that.
Well, Chris,
she's a great entertainer.
I'm scared that your dish is gonna be cold right now. But yeah, this is a oxtail dumpling, a red curry, and yellow chili sauce has a little bit of fruity flavor of it.
I've never seen fruit used in a dumpling, and chirimoya, it's just a coincidence I tried it yesterday. This is crazy.
Just a little bit has this fruity texture, just a little bit. A curry goes very well with fruit, so I think just have a little bit inside.
Okay.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you, Astrid.
I'm going to be back with you. I just go to all those tables and come back with you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
It was a pleasure, Astrid.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
Oh my god. Yeah, I taste the chirimoya. The sauce is good. What do I taste in the sauce off the bat? Imagine a green Thai curry with notes of lemongrass and chirimoya undertones. From my perspective, this random lady comes over and she's just very charismatic, very interesting, and she just started chatting with me. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. But then she starts asking personal questions. At that point, I'm like, I tend to not give out personal information to some strangers. So I'm like, oh, okay, I must. Anyway, so I find out that she's the owner of the restaurant. And like, she had to repeat her name a couple of times because I didn't realize that this was named after two people, Astrid and Gastron, and I was like, Asteroid. I was like, is that some sort of head server? I had no idea what that was. And this is a deeper commentary on this like reoccurring theme. To 99% of people, I am completely invisible. I am so unrelatable that I come across as like very boring, nothing going on, and I never ever register in their memory at all. I'm just this background character, and I love that. But to 1% of people, recognize these tiny things like the way I carry myself, or the fact that I dress like a bum, right? I dress how I want in comfort, or just the way that the things I pay attention to. And they also have other reference experiences with other people to recognize that and pick up on it. So you have this really odd situation where to 1% of people, I am the most interesting person that they have ever met. And they just instantly just recognize me from a crowd. Just the way that I'm just like not paying attention to normal things. But to 99% of people, I am an invisible dog. We're trying out the suckling pig wheat carapulca and cacao sauce. Very apple cidery cacao.
Are we still doing fine?
We're doing great.
This actually, this wheat stew that is underneath. The classical stew is usually made with dried potato, and we call it carapulcra. But in this case, just to make a little change, instead of using the classic and very traditional dried potato, we made it with wheat. And so it's stewed meat and has a little bit of chocolate and spices inside. This dish actually, if you eat it with dried potato, it's like a whole stew of dried potato with this flavor. And we usually put a little crispy pork meat, but yeah, so it's just a version of a very classical Peruvian dish. Yellow chili in Peru is the base of our food. We can't, almost all the dishes you will eat has our yellow chili. We can't do anything with our yellow chili, it's the base. So usually we have a base of onions, garlic, and the yellow chili shredded. And then you have different ones. A red base that has rocoto or red chili, a yellow base with the yellow chili, and then a green one which has a lot of cilantro. But that's the base of the Peruvian food. We can't do anything if we don't have our yellow chili.
Interesting. Okay, that's good to know.
Amarillo.
Ají.
Ají amarillo.
Okay.
Yellow chili. No, well, chili yellow.
Ají Maria.
Ají amarillo. Do it.
Ají
Amarillo.
amarillo.
Oh, you did it!
I love it when people have passion like that, right? It's like she knows everything about the dish. And she knows everything about the dish. She knows about the history, the overall context. With that cacao sauce, usually cacao is either too dark chocolate or too bitter. This one was floral, fruity, acidic. I never had a cacao sauce like that, ever. And just so off the bat, that stands out as unique, as novel. We finished up the savory portion of the meal. And we're moving on to my favorite part, desserts.
So, this is a melon sherbet with a red wine sangria, and this is actually a macaron and has dried smoky meat, which is called cecina in our Amazon region. So the reason is those are actually the flavors when I was young. My dad loved melon with prosciutto, and my mom, she wanted her melon with port wine, so they never agreed. So what I did here, the melon sherbet, the port wine with red wine, and the prosciutto. Okay, I didn't use prosciutto. I did use the smoky meat of the Amazon. So all those flavors are the flavors I used to eat when I was young. That's it.
Wow.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So the idea is that you bite a little bit of the macaron, you eat a little bit of the lemon sherbet, you eat a little bit of the sangria.
That's a savory macaron. Wow. Wow, okay. That's incredible. And little things like, there's no ice crystals in the sorbet, of course. This is perfectly creamy sorbet with chunks of melon. What the heck?
Different textures made with corn. We have an apple huacatai, and I have an apple huacatai, and also have a pico. Pico is a type of aromatic plant where I have a different textures made with corn ice cream, a little chunky corn too, and we put it here, and the ice in the top. So please enjoy your corn.
Okay, there's nothing that will quite capture that initial, wow, that was impressive. Anyway, let's try this out. This is homage to corn. Oh, it just looks, what is this? It tastes like healthy dipping dots. Very salty, crunchy. So this part tastes like cheese.
Caviar, and the pineapple, and raw. There you go. Enjoy.
The heck? Oh my god. This is too much. It's so nice just walking out and being able to see who's in your front yard. The best dining experience I've had in Peru, and actually in my life, Astrid and Gaston. This place is incredible. 1000% recommend it. It is that good. This is so cute. They have their own branded box.